Before we get started, this video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Being on the internet nowadays obviously comes with its dangers, which is why a VPN is always your best option. But Surfshark VPN is not just any normal VPN. It comes with so many different things to make your online experience a whole lot more enjoyable. Surfshark can offer you opportunities to get prices online for a whole lot cheaper, because websites oftentimes charge you certain things depending on where your location is. But with Surfshark, you can get constant deals and be able to access entertainment at any place that you usually might not be able to, along with being constantly safe. Surfshark also offers a hack lock ID protection, which will notify you if your personal information ever gets leaked, a search tool which will prevent you from being tracked by advertisements, and also a smart DNS which allows you to be able to run Surfshark not only on your computer but on all other devices like an Xbox, PlayStation, or mobile Apple phones. So in a nutshell, you get extra internet perks, save money, and you get to be safe 100% along the way. To get 85% off any purchase you make with Surfshark, go down in the description and use the code word REALM, which is a limited time coupon which will be only being offered to the viewers of this video. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. Does anyone remember Machinima? You know, that once upon a time huge and highly popular company that at one point had the entire website of YouTube by storm, with its own empire and age of existence, only to all of a sudden be seemingly in one day erased and forgotten? My name is Dallas, also known as Infernus, and welcome back to another episode of the Thetekkitrealm. Or if that button about a couple inches below the screen is red, then I should say welcome, period. You'll enjoy your time here if you click it, and I'll promise you actually get 10 years of good luck too. So now back to the issue. Machinima. If you have any long-term experience on the internet at all, and weren't just, well, I don't know, spawned into the server yesterday, and decided to turn on a computer just to watch this video, surely you've heard of the mythical thing known by the name I've mentioned. Many have completely forgotten about the true extent of its power. That's right, Machinima was at one point a multi-channel network with millions of YouTube channels partnering with it on a regular basis, the largest, in fact, of its kind. It was, in all practical terms, the golden gateways to the next level of existence if you were a YouTube creator at the time. The god level tier, in a sense, due to what they as a whole were able to provide for you. It was not just only a simple YouTube channel or a company, but to be partnered with was the holy divine title that everyone wished to achieve for themselves. If we go back to the boomer times, like 2013 for example, we can see a clear reason as to why this is. As you could probably predict, things were a lot different back then. The website's layout, video quality, styles of content, everything was alien to what we know of today. But in fact, this was the normal. You see, since YouTube itself is not really that old in retrospect, it wasn't that long ago when it entirely was a new thing. People being able to upload content whenever and whatever they wanted to an almost uncontrolled and unorganized nature caused at least one large problem to emerge from the devs. And this was copyright. That's right, the right of copy. And when all of a sudden normal everyday people with no real knowledge on how anything related to legal stuff works was able to produce all videos on YouTube without YouTube having any way of controlling or managing the specific things in those videos, it was the golden brick road for all these companies to start claiming free real estate over all of it. It was one massive problem that really plagued everyone who found any passion in making videos for years. But it didn't hit anyone harder than the gamers. A rising new age style of video, the basic Let's Play, which more often than not featured nothing more than just the reaction and input of the video producer of that set game that was being played, which turns out, oh no, just so happens to be made by not them. This effectively rendered it impossible for anyone to have the ability to produce gaming videos on the site at all during this time as a non-well-renowned personality without the threat of a constant copyright strike and claims, let alone find any success at it, until this whole new concept came along and literally saved the day. This was the rise of networks, also known as MCNs, the now extinct species that at one point was not only a popular option to take when starting a YouTube channel, but the only option. Unless you wanted to end up in the dumpster fire of yellow copyright signs amongst the vast majority of the community, it was the golden ticket that you needed to essentially exist with any form of peace of mind on YouTube at all. And yep, you guessed it, the very one leading the pack was Machinima, the most powerful and influential out of all of them. And this was due to one specific reason. Machinima wasn't just a company that exploited the gaping problem within the whole system of YouTube and demanded contracts, money, and everything else from everyone who desired to escape it from some sort of corporate high horse, but instead, it was also a community. Not just in 1 or 2 or even 10 different aspects or genres on YouTube, but anything that you could have possibly thought of. Pure gaming Let's Plays, they had it. Custom movies, they have that too. fan-made game trailers, reviews, DIY commentary, gaming conventions, literally everything. All being a massive hub for the members of the partnership to share all of their own creations and have them seen by millions. This effectively gave Machinima the power of not just 100 or 1,000 YouTubers, but millions, who produce content freely without copyright issues under Machinima's legal power, which was also benefited by them being shown to the entire community and thusly mutually making Machinima capable of reaching even more people and making them even more unstoppable. It was truly the overlord of all of YouTube, which is why no one could have predicted the day that it in fact was stopped. The day it died and all went down. Or should I say, the day that all of these MCM companies died off and began their descent into non-existence. But of course, Machinima taking the blunt of the impact due to its lead in the movement. As YouTube developed, it obviously made more money, and as it made more money, it started to realize that in order to make more money, I need to make sure that everyone making me money isn't getting copyrighted and being spanked into non-existence by outside companies. So, they just basically stole the very business model that all of these MCNs had incorporated into their own ways of operating and turned it into the whole way that YouTube works, without them needing the permission of these MCN companies, of course, because after all, their whole system was simply under the bounds of YouTube's website anyways, pretty much in the very day of doing so, rendering every single one of them useless. No longer did you have the opportunity of sacrificing maybe 10, 20, or 30% of your YouTube money for the full protection of your YouTube content, because YouTube started doing that on its own for a measly 45%. And guess what? You don't have a choice. The YouTube monetization program? Allow me to introduce myself. Sure, you can go and still be a part of these other networks, which some technically still being active today, but at that point in time, you were now sacrificing an additional however much percent of what was left of your YouTube money after that 45% was taken, just to get nothing that you already didn't have. Seems legit. So year after year, these companies dwindled, and some even resorting to plain theft just to get by. Game Theory's video covering a specific incident of that is something I would highly suggest on that topic. Machinima, on the other hand, dwindled into nothingness, leaving behind nothing but a completely void YouTube channel with no videos and over 10 million subscribers that are probably at this point all grown up, gone to college, and forgotten they ever even did. So was the thing that YouTube did morally correct? It's up for you to decide. But in reality, all that we can conclude with is the fact that it was really that easy to exterminate the most flourishing community in internet history. Going from the most viewed YouTube channel in history, making over $1 billion a year, to now quite literally absolutely nothing. It's quite sad if you think about it, but at the end of the day, it's survival of the fittest after all. So that was the day that Machinima died. And I don't know about you, but I at one point tried my hardest just to get within Machinima as well. Just to get my 87 subscribed Minecraft Let's Play YouTube channel to get those good 2 cents rolling in every single month, so I can finally get rolling in that cash. But no, I was never accepted, always rejected. So maybe I was actually a little bit happy in some vengeful way when I found that their company was finally deleted from the internet. But at the same time, I feel bad for them. And that's pretty much it for this video. I'll see all you guys in the next one. Goodbye.